Welcome to today's episode of Beat the Bell. Let me tell y'all something. This is going to be a massive, massive week when it comes to earnings. So we're talking Robinhood, McDonald's, Spotify, Shopify, Pinterest, and so many others. Companies that touch your daily life and your portfolio, okay? So these earnings reports are going to tell us so much about consumer spending, digital commerce, the creator economy, and honestly, whether retail investors are still active in the markets at all. All right. So I am breaking down exactly what to watch and also which reports will matter most for your money and also how to position yourself, if once these numbers do drop. All right. So this is Beat the Bell, where finance is made fluent and decisions are made simple. So let's get into it. So why this week matters at all. All right, so we are deep into the Q4 2025 earnings season, and the companies reporting this week are going to give us major insights, right? Into how consumers actually behaved during the holiday quarter and what companies are expecting for 2026. So there's three big themes that I'm personally watching for. One is the consumer, right? So McDonald's earnings will tell us if everyday Americans are still eating out or if they're deciding to pull back. Consumer spending is 2/3 of our entire economy. So if the golden arches are struggling, all right, then that is a signal about the broader economic health. So theme 2 is the digital commerce and the creator economy. Okay, so Shopify, Spotify, and Pinterest. These companies represent the digital economy. So are small businesses thriving? Are creators getting paid? Is social commerce working? This tells us where the future is actually headed. And the third theme is retail trading activity. So Robinhood's earnings will tell us if retail investors, people like you and me, are still actively in the markets, I know I am, or sitting in the sidelines, okay? So last week, we saw tons of mixed signals from big tech, and the market is being super selective right now. Investors want to see real revenue growth, right? They want to see solid profit margins and honestly just clear guidance. That's the environment that we're walking into this week. So let me walk you through the key earning reports and what I am actually watching for in each one of them. So first up, we have Robinhood. So Robinhood is reporting this week. Okay, so look, this is a big one, especially for me. Robinhood basically democratized investing. They made it super accessible to millions of people who never thought that they could actually trade stocks or options or anything else for that matter, right? So here's what I'm watching for with Robinhood. First, we're talking about trading volume. So are retail investors still actively buying and selling? Crypto activity with Bitcoin volatility, are users trading more or less? And then new account growth. Are new people still opening accounts? And then we have our gold subscriptions. Growing subscriptions mean recurring revenue. And what does all of this mean for you? This tells you about retail investor sentiment. So low activity means people are nervous. High activity means people are still engaged in the markets, all right? Now, McDonald's is also reporting this week. So this is the golden arches. This is as mainstream consumerism as it gets, okay? What I'm watching, same store sales. Are existing locations selling more or less than last year? Traffic versus pricing. Are more people coming in, or is McDonald's just charging higher prices? We'll see, right? And there is honestly a big difference because digital and delivery growth, different, all right? So this is higher profit margin business for McDonald's. So basically for you, McDonald's is a bellwether, all right, for consumer health, I'm sorry. So if people are cutting back on fast food, which is already cheap, consumers are really feeling squeezed, okay? So if you're investing in consumer stocks or restaurant ETFs, this report moves the whole sector, okay? Now, Spotify reporting this week as well. Now, we're talking about the streaming economy, okay? And the creator ecosystem. So what I'm watching here is subscriber growth. How many people are paying for premium? Is, the revenue per user, are they making more per subscriber? Podcast performance. Has their heavy podcast investment that they made, has it paid off in profitability? Are they finally showing consistent profits? And honestly, what it means for you. Right? So basically, this tells us if people are willing to pay or to keep paying subscription fees for creators in the month. So Spotify's podcast metrics tell you about the health of the creator economy, point blank, okay? So Shopify, this is huge for anyone running an e-commerce business or honestly even thinking about starting one, okay? So when it comes to Shopify, I'm looking for their gross merchandise value. That's the total value of products sold through all Shopify stores, okay? And then their holiday quarter performance. So did merchants have a strong Black Friday and Cyber Monday or not? And then subscription versus transaction revenue, okay? So which is growing faster? So if you run a business or a side hustle, this tells you about the e-commerce landscape. If you're an investor, Shopify is just a bet on the future of retail. All right. Now let's get into Pinterest. Okay. So Pinterest is also reporting this week. And do not sleep on Pinterest, y'all. Okay. So what I'm watching with them is user growth. I also want to see, especially the younger users, are they picking up and using Pinterest as well? Advertising revenue, are brands still spending on the platform? Shopping features, are people actually buying what they discover via Pinterest, right? And then we just want to know, how does it affect you, right? So Pinterest earnings tell us about visual discovery and shopping behavior. So for investors, it's a play on the whole intersection of like social media and e-commerce, all right? So don't sleep on Pinterest, okay? Let's see how they're going to do. Now, I created a quick little challenge for you guys. So here's your challenge, the earnings prediction challenge. Pick one of these companies, just one: Robinhood, McDonald's, Spotify, Shopify, or Pinterest, all of them. Text me at 202-217-1035, okay? Now, tell me which company you pick, all right? And then tell me, will they beat or miss expectations, what you think? And then give me a one-sentence reason why, all right? So example, Spotify will beat because podcast growth is so strong, okay? Or McDonald's will miss because consumers are cutting back. This is how you develop investor intuition, okay? So pay attention to signals all around you. Are Shopify stores doing well? Are your friends still paying for Spotify? Is McDonald's busy? After earnings drop, I'll share the best predictions and what we learned, all right? So if you get it right, then basically you'll just get bragging rights, all right? So we love a good bragging right. All right, so here's what else to watch this week. So beyond these like major earnings, here's what else I'm also paying attention to. We got economic data, inflation data, CPI. Could drop, some dropping this week, some dropping next week. So this moves markets because it actually influences Fed decisions on interest rates, okay? So if you're financing any major purchases, pay attention. More earnings coming this week. We got banks, we got industrials, and a lot of other tech names as well will be reporting throughout the week. So the overall earnings tone matters for your index funds and your 401k, okay? And then market rotation, which I'm also watching. If money continues moving between sectors, which we've been seeing a lot of, that affects your diversification strategy. So your action items here is, one, if you own these companies directly, read the actual earnings reports. Understand why the market reacted in whichever way it did, okay? Number two, for my business owners, listen to what these companies say about small business and creator trends, okay? Number three, use the earnings season to practice your analysis skills. I think it's fun, right? So don't just consume the news, actually get active with it, do some analysis, okay? So let's wrap this up with your key takeaways. For takeaway one, this week's earnings are all about the consumer and the digital economy, okay? These reports tell us if people are spending and if digital transformation continues or won't. Takeaway two, don't just watch stock prices. Pay attention to the business metrics, user growth, revenue trends, margins, and guidance. These are all things we should be looking out for, okay, as investors. Takeaway three, earnings season is your opportunity to build more financial knowledge. Companies pull back the curtain every quarter and let you know exactly what happened. Use it to become smarter. All right. And don't forget, you can text me at 202-217-1035 with your earnings predictions. And if you're thinking, I want to invest, but I don't know where to start, or I have money in savings and I'm nervous about the market, or I just don't feel super confident in all of it, that is why I created the Demystified Collective. We take all of this market information and show you how to apply it to your life, how to open your first investment account, read earnings reports without getting super overwhelmed, okay? So if you're ready to build a portfolio that matches your risk tolerance, to feel more confident in the decisions that you're making when it comes to the markets instead of guessing, this is practical step-by-step wealth building in a community for fellow first-generation wealth builders just like you, okay? I'm going to drop the link in the show notes for you to join. You can literally start for $1, kick it off with a 30-day wealth sprint, and be feeling financially confident before you know it. So that's it for today. On Friday's episode, I will be breaking down what actually happened and what it means for your money. So remember, finance made fluent, decisions made simple. Until Friday, stay informed, stay intentional, and keep building that wealth. I'll see you soon.